you love to hate, it's your lawyer. What car is always following an ambulance speeding with the red lights, a lawyer looking for a potential client. What do lawyers love the most? Your mistakes. So I wanted to go, and I think we distributed Incoterms to everybody earlier, so you have the Incoterms 2010. And what I wanted to go through here and try to make this as short segment as possible, in the sense that there's a lot of text here. I just want you to pay attention to the topics, and then you can take this presentation and read into it in greater details. But Incoterms are really defined by the International Chamber of Commerce, created in 1936, and they have changed over the years, and the definitions all the way until 2010, where we have 11 terms remaining. I think it's also important for you to understand that Incoterms are alive by definition, meaning that one doesn't supersede the other. The meaning that if you want to quote in Incoterms 2000, then you can. It's the law and the regulations that that particular Incoterm is valid in the service contract. So it's really important for you to understand that one doesn't supersede the other. Also, what changed in the Incoterms was that DAF, DES, DEQ and DDU were eliminated in 2010. So keep in mind that when you present in your presentations that DDU is no longer a part of the Incoterms 2010. So it's really important that the terms are really accurate when you are handling service contracts. Now, these are the terms, as you know, and you've seen, the 11 remaining terms. I just want to point quickly out here that the FOB and SIF, in terms of container transport, are not suitable terms. Why are they not suitable? Because the containers are delivered at terminal. And when you deliver something at terminal, it can be double charged. So what replaces what is a better, a more appropriate term to quote on container transport are FCA and CIP. Just keep that in mind. It's really important when you're dealing with customers that the right terms are quoted with terms in terms of cost. These are the terms you have on the table, and they are well defined. I think what I try to do in these terms is that I try to show the services rendered and where this buyer and seller responsibilities break apart. So we're going to go through here the Incoterms and the insurance claims, letter of credits, and duties of buyer and seller. But we'll try to do this as quickly as possible. Now, a transfer of ownership is in sales and purchase according to terms of delivery and according to terms of payment. These are the only terms that define transactions. The Incoterm 2000 was, as you know, and prior, a risk was always passing over ship's rail. Always. But in 2010, it changes to placed safely on board, place of rest. There is a huge difference here. And there is also liability consequences in that aspect that when you are a seller of cargo and you deliver on FOB terms to a terminal, and the terminal operator hooks into the cargo and it starts swinging over the ship rail, you as the seller and the buyer, that is where the responsibility exchanged. It didn't matter whether the cargo fell out of the hook on board the vessel. You as a seller are off the hook. It's buyer's responsibility at that point. So Incoterms 2010 fundamentally changed the responsibility of the seller to place the cargo safely on board carrying vessel. Just keep that in mind. I think some of you may not know exactly what is the legal aspect of these changes between 2000 and 2010. These are the ones. This is the main issue. String sales. I think it's also important for you to know that you can sell cargo. Cargo can be, ownership of cargo can be exchanged in transit. It could be lost and still being sold. I'm not sure if some of you know or have experienced cases like that, but the liability transfers in the sales contract and is governed by the bill of lading as such. Insurable interest, insurance has to cover to place of safe rest of the ship, as we talked. But keep in mind, any one of you who is actively transporting liquid, you should never use Incoterms 2010. You should always use Incoterms 2000. Keep this in mind. This is extremely important for you to know. Because what happens in liquid transport, it's when you deliver the liquid over the ship rail, and let's say there's a lost quantity at the end when you discharge the vessel, then the liability in such from the buyer's side becomes a bearable interest. So make sure always use Incoterms 2000 for liquid.